This Veterans Day, we are shining a light on a remarkable veteran in Lapeer who has provided housing for hundreds of people.
In 2013, Vietnam veteran Patrick Bell created Caroline House, a home where about 20 people can live, primarily veterans, as they work to get back on their feet.
7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels paid a visit to Caroline House, hearing from Patrick about how he got started and talking to some of the people whose lives he helped change.
Driving by this big white house, it's pretty unassuming, nothing too abnormal here, but inside this house every day something incredible is happening, and it's all because of the big heart of one of our veterans.
Put that wall in there and I developed another bedroom.
Vietnam veteran Patrick Bell, or Pat, has lived to see quite a lot. Today, he's showing me around Caroline House. Why is it named Caroline's House?
Because that was my daughter that died, 6-year-old, 44 years ago.
He bought this 10-bedroom, 4-bath farmhouse back in October of 2013. He was spending his weekends that fall in Cass Corridor, Detroit, handing out food to people who had nowhere to live.
A guy came up and told me he knew I was a farmer, and he said I'd work on your farm for free if I could stay in your barn. And that's when the light went off.
Rather than just feeding people without a home, Pat tells me that he thought, I can help more. He served as a Marine in the Vietnam War in 1969 and 70, and noticed that many fellow veterans in particular were without housing. No soldier left behind. Pat started inviting those that he met to come live at Caroline House, completely free. How many people have come to stay here with you?
Well, I think I'm about 360 something right now.
Pat tells me about 22 people can stay here at one time.
It's not a shelter, it's a home.
He pays for everything himself.
We have 2 big tables and we all sit and eat dinner together like a family.
And prioritizes creating a family atmosphere.
If you could take all the homeless and string them together, the one thing they don't have is family. Now you develop a family.
Aurora Harmon and her little girl Rosie are a part of that family.
I was living out of like motels in my car with my ex-boyfriend.
Aurora isn't a veteran, but she was leaving an abusive relationship and almost 9 months pregnant when Pat told her that she could come stay at Caroline House. Her bubbly daughter Rosie was born while they were living here.
I had my own apartment for about 3 years now, and it's been great knowing that I went from like not having my own home to now having my own apartment, to my own family.
He sees the need and puts an effort forth to solve the problem.
Art Phillips served in the Navy from 1974 to 76. Him and his wife are currently living here after being evicted and sheltering at their storage unit.
The owner of the storage unit stopped by, told us we couldn't stay there overnight, but he's a really nice guy, and told us about Pat. Pat was up the next day, and then we were here. It was remarkable.
Yeah, that's the other dog who lives here.
Like any functioning household, Pat says that he does have rules.
First and foremost is no alcohol, no drugs, and there's no forgiveness in that.
But overall,
It's really been actually pretty easy and pretty good.
We pitch in together as a group for items that we need, but Pat always keeps the freezer full.
Family over everything at this point, and it's like you can improve from going from nothing to something.
while people live here, Pat works to help them find a job and affordable housing. In year 11 of Caroline House, he tells me he has about a 97% success rate.
People from all over the state call me now.
He still spends many weekends giving out food in Cass Corridor, and he's still dreaming. Next, this local veteran tells me he's working on a plan to help better the lives of children in foster care. You're a very special human being. You do a lot for a lot of people.
Well, it's like that sign in the hallway here says, leave nobody behind. So that's what I try not to do. When I was in the Vietnam War, we never left nobody behind.
In Lapeer, Sarah Michaels, 7 News Detroit.
How awesome. And I bet Caroline is looking down at her dad and from heaven and saying, great job, great
Making
job.
a difference for so many people's
Yeah,
lives.
just beautiful. Good job, Sarah. Beautiful.
Impressive. Absolutely.